Hello, what is up, everyone? Welcome to another special edition of the Vandy Blitz, and we are incredibly excited to bring you a very, very special guest from our own school who was recently drafted to the Indianapolis Colts in the second round with the 54th overall draft pick. Dayo Odeyingbo was born in Brooklyn, New York, and began his football career in one of the most intense high school football environments in the wonderful state of Texas at Ranch View High School. Then for Vandy for 4 seasons, finishing his collegiate career with an impressive 125 tackles, 31 tackles for loss, and 12 sacks. Dial, we are so grateful to have you on with us today, and we're big admirers of you. And now we'll jump into some questions for some of the Blitzers. First off, I just want to congratulate you on being selected in the NFL draft. It's an honor that so few people really get to experience. And I would just love to learn personally about what your feelings are looking back at the whole process and what that experience was like for you.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate the congratulations. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely an interesting experience. Obviously, everybody only you're lucky that you can be in that position, and when you are, you only do it once. So I mean, it's definitely a unique experience, and then especially in a year like this with COVID and wasn't a real combine and kind of things like that, and there's no team visits. It was definitely kind of interesting because everything's on Zoom. So you're just getting random calls from numbers you don't know, like, hey, oh, I got to Zoom with you in an hour, like jump on the Zoom real quick. So it was definitely an interesting experience. So, yeah, but I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed the process. I mean, obviously, I had its ups and downs. I got injured during training, so it's definitely had its ups and downs, but I definitely enjoy the process and enjoy getting to this point. So.
Definitely. You talk about the process, and I think it's really important to understand what that draft process is. It's a long process, and
Yeah.
it's probably amazing for you to be at a home like Indianapolis. What are the Colts getting from you as both a player and a person?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a tough player, a relentless player, someone who wants to win and is going to do whatever it takes for the team to put us in the best position. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be a part of the organization, to be a part of that franchise. So there's a lot of great history, a lot of Hall of Fame players, Super Bowls. So I'm excited to try to get us back to the Super Bowl and be a part of that.
Did you have an inkling that you were, gonna get drafted by there? Did you have any thought it would be the Colts?
No, I was pretty surprised, honestly. I had heard that they had some interest, but I didn't talk to them. So I think each team can only talk to you 5 times. So some teams I talked to, I used all 5 visits, and then some I only talked to once. So I think I talked to the Colts maybe one time, and then I did a questionnaire one time, and that was about it. So, crazy. But I guess they had their eyes on me. I didn't know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I was personally excited to see, a Vanderbilt alum getting drafted to a really good contender, for next year. But I want to ask you a question that kind of steps away from football. I've heard a lot about that. In addition to being a supremely talented defensive end, that you're also a really talented chef. And I was wondering if you could share with us the best meal that you cook, and maybe if there's any connections between, working in the kitchen and playing on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I throw down in the kitchen a little bit on the side. As far as my best meal, I don't know if I could say I have a best meal. It really depends what you like. I can really cook anything. I don't know. What's the most recent thing I cooked? I made some hibachi 2 nights ago, but that was just regular Sunday night meal. But
have you been to Goten? How did it compare?
Yeah, I've been to Goten. I don't want to say I can cook them under the table, but I can't do a show. I can't give you the show and the little.
You can't do the tornado or the volcano, yeah.
Yeah,
onion volcano.
Yeah, I can't do the volcano. I'm working on it though. But the end result's there for sure.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it kind of transfers over to the field in a way. I would say that if anything, football transfers more into the kitchen, and the kitchen transfers into football. As far as just like, it's kind of like following the kind of the cooking, like you can follow a recipe kind of like football, like you have the job you have to do, but you kind of put your own spin on it, put your own twist on it, depending on like what kind of player you are, and it's kind of like cooking in the same way. So I'd say there's some similarities there.
It's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to hop in and ask you about how, I guess, how you feel about the change and like how you've lived in Nashville for 4 years and now moving to Indianapolis. If you have any fears about that, or if you're like reserved at all, or if you're super excited to move to a new city, how do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, it's always different moving to a new city. I mean, I was kind of prepared for it, so I mean, I'm excited for the experience. I have been to Indy a couple times now, so it's not completely unfamiliar. I don't really know it well, but at least I've been there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm not really too worried about anything. I'm sure I'll get settled in fine. So I don't really require too much. So I think I'll be all right up there. But I'm pretty excited to get moved up there.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're gonna do. I'm sure you're gonna do wonderful things there. And I just wanted to know, like, just I played like a limited amount of football in high school, and I have like my favorite memories and stuff. And even looking back, like from high school, maybe middle school, even in college as well, like, what's your most memorable football moment? Like when you're like, this is really why I love the game. Like this is why, like this is the game that I want to like pursue as a professional career.
I mean, one of my favorite moments was when we beat Ole Miss in overtime my sophomore year. Really, just that kind of season, but that game was a lot of fun. Just winning in overtime and the way we did. So it was a fun game. It's always fun to go back and watch. So that was one of my favorite experiences in college, or at least in college football.
For sure, thanks.
And then I just wanted to head in a sort of a different direction. So obviously you started in, I guess, did you start playing Pee Wee football? Is that your start to, yeah. So
Yeah.
From there, and then you stepped into the high school realm. And then now, obviously, you just had your 4 years at Vanderbilt, and finally now you're a professional football player. So I was just wondering, can you talk about some of the influence that your mentors and peers have had on you throughout that time? And if you could pick out a few people who really had an impact on your football career and how they changed your mentality or whatever it may be.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, all my coaches at pretty much every level have had a huge impact on me in some way. And I've definitely taken away something from every coach I've had. So, I mean, yeah, I've been blessed to have great coaches that really care about their players. And that's kind of part of the reason I came to Vanderbilt, was just kind of the way Coach Mason cared about his players, and on a personal level, more than just football. And that's something you don't see a lot, especially in this level of college football. You see a lot of coaches that kind of just see numbers or guys on the team, just see them to serve a purpose to them. So Coach Mason, I definitely felt like was a lot more than that. So he was always someone who was there for me a lot and had a big impact on me. And then Coach Lewis was a coach we had. He passed away in 2020 to cancer. So he passed away this last year. And we had a really close relationship, just kind of that's just kind of how it worked out from some things early on in my career at Vanderbilt, and just we're kind of placed together. So we had a real close relationship. He always pushed me a lot in college. So he was a big help to me, and a big help to, a bunch of players from all over the country, all across his career. So, he was a great person and a great coach, and someone I really looked up to during my time at Vanderbilt. And I still kind of carry him with me and kind of use what I saw and the things I learned from him, and how to work, and the way you come to work every day, and his work ethic. So his perseverance. So he's definitely was a big influence on me, especially during college, and it's still a huge influence on me to this day. So
Definitely. As we talk about Indianapolis, are you going to be preferring to be playing from the left or the right, or you really don't care? And then following up on that, is there a specific tackle that you're just really excited, to get after? And then is there one quarterback that you're most looking forward to sacking?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, for me, like at Vanderbilt, I mean, I played all over the line at Vanderbilt, so I really have no preference playing left, right, wherever. So that'll kind of play out how it plays out, just depending on what the team needs. And then, yeah, I mean, tackles, as far as tackles go, I mean, I'm excited to see all the guys. I mean, I like to play the best of the best, so I'm excited to see some elite tackles. We see Taylor Lewan twice a year. We'll see Laramie Tunsil twice a year. Who else? I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of other guys, but those are just some off the top of my head. Some of the higher paid, all Pro Bowl tackles that are at least in our division. So I'm excited to be able to play them and play against great competition and kind of show what I can do. And then quarterbacks, I mean, I'm excited to play. I'm definitely excited to see Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's a rookie too, but I mean, he's kind of been the guy since he was a freshman in college. So everyone always wants to sack whoever the guy is. So number 1 overall pick, I'm definitely get after Trevor Lawrence to see him twice a year. So I'm excited for that.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're really excited to see that happen. Yeah, my final question. I want to know what you're gonna miss most about Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, Nashville, I probably definitely miss some food. Like I said, I'm a big food guy, so a lot of my favorite food spots, I definitely miss a lot about the city. So, yeah, that'd probably be the biggest thing I'll miss.
What are some of those spots?
Monell's. I don't know if y'all know about Monell's. If you don't, I probably shouldn't tell you. You got to keep that low key. Monell's, definitely Monell's. Redhead Stranger, Jack Brown's. I mean, I honestly, we could sit here all day. I have a list, probably 100 plus restaurants on there in Nashville. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely the great food. I mean, I'll probably find some new spots up in Indy, but I really can't replace Monell's. Monell's, that's the one right there. But
I hadn't heard of the first two you said, but Jack Brown, I remember I went there. It was like one of the first places I went, I think, in Nashville. It was really good. It's a burger place, right? They have like all those that place is good. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be the last question from us today. And we, just like I said, like, thank you so much for coming on again. Like, we really just enjoyed to talk with you. And from one former Vanderbilt student to a group of current ones, like, what is one piece of advice, I guess, that you would maybe have looking back at your time as a student athlete at Vandy to like kind of just impart upon us as current students at Vandy?
I would definitely say enjoy every day because it goes by fast. It definitely does. It feels like I was a freshman yesterday, and you're not gonna get college back, so you don't want to regret anything. And definitely network, make friends, like get out. For me, that's something I didn't do earlier on I just kind of stayed in my room. I was always kind of an introvert, so I kind of stayed to myself and didn't network as much earlier on. And that's something I wish I did because especially freshman year, that's when you make a lot of your friends and meet a lot of people, and that'll help you later on down the road. I mean, I'm sure y'all know, but like just the people around you. Sure, the dude next door in you in East might end up owning a Fortune 500 company one day. So, so just definitely network.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it. And it was great talking to you. You're an awesome guy. And we're going to be pulling for you next year. So it's going to be a great time.
Sure. I appreciate y'all having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.